And we are live now in the next umbraCoffee episode, and we are joined today with the amazing Perplex team from Netherlands. Hi guys, how you are doing?
Hi, hi Marcin. We're fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, we are all fine. We're all busy. It was another amazing week in Umbraco community. We have autumn everywhere, almost. If you have a better weather than us in Poland, Netherlands, and London, please share and make us more happy during our days. And we are here today to talk about Umbraco news, topics, and everything else. How was your week, Callum?
Like you say, busy. It's that kind of time of year where everything's ramping up, but mostly focused on the festivals. So the UK Fest is like 2 weeks today. That's occupying a lot of my time. Seeing if I can write some code between all that other stuff.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we are developers, right? Just to remind everyone, we are not only YouTubers yet. Jeffrey, we've seen that you were working on your talk for the UK festival. How it's going?
Yeah, it's going fine. I will get the inspiration is the code garden talk that I did, but I want to add some new stuff as well, and it's going to be interesting. More numbers, more security stuff, and more ways to detect how you can see whether it's Umbraco.
And more nightmares for everyone who will be attending, right?
Maybe.
I'm quite interested. I'd like to see kind of over time, maybe over 2 or 3 years, if after you bringing all of these things to people's awareness, that actually the percentage of sites with these flaws decreases, or if it kind of stays a static thing, if people just ignore you, or if they actually, take it on board and go away and actively patch up their sites and fix issues. It'd be really cool to see.
And I will rescan all websites that I scanned for Code Garden. So that's half a year ago. So let's see who upgraded their websites and who that didn't.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. If we are speaking about festivals, today is the day when the Umbraco DK festival is happening, and we've seen some sneak peeks and pictures from first sessions, and I've checked that the agenda is really interesting also today, and Sebastian is talking right now about contributing to Umbraco core. There are some other talks, and it's looking very good. And what I've spotted yesterday on Instagram, that Umbraco finally made marketing materials for the product. And I've been chatting with Ilham during the Dutch festival a couple of weeks back, and we've seen e-commerce flyers and posters, and Ilham said that, the work is under development, and this is probably something what's the result of it. So it's cool. Probably we'll see it more on other festivals, right?
Yeah, Niels teased in the week, I think, a picture of the new open design system that they're trying to build, with lots of different components, and it just looks a bit more fun than their, as Niels has described it, telco-looking website and identity currently. So hopefully that leaflet looks really slick. It'd be good to see it coming up at some of the festivals in the near future.
Yeah, and guys, you've been attending some of the previous UK and other festivals, right? Or Niek, maybe you as you are not so well known as Jeffrey. Were you attending any of the previous festivals?
Not yet.
And are you going to attend any?
I would like, yeah.
Yeah, Jeffrey, it's on you right now.
Are you still giving away free tickets for the best package?
We can try to force kindly force you to take some team members with you. But if we are talking about festivals, we wanted to transfer this discussion to some releases about other festivals, because US festival released photos from the last edition, and Callum, you are on some of them, of course, because you were talking there. It's great to see that it was a really nice event, and if you were attending, feel free to find you if you haven't seen those photos yet. And about pictures, our organizers of UK Festival are looking for some interesting pictures, and that's why I asked you guys if you were attending any of the previous editions, because if you have any good or bad photos from Edison? Because I presume that it's all about some interesting photos from the history of it. Maybe Callum, you can tell more about it.
Yeah. So I mean, this is a wonderful picture of Adam and Warren and Ravi looking incredibly young. But yeah, we're kind of after some pictures from previous years. We're doing a bit of a throwback this year. So the older looking or the super young looking pictures of people would be awesome. We're going to make a little game as well out of some of this stuff. So it's just going to be a bit of fun with kind of looking back at some previous year's festivals. If you have any photos, to be honest, they don't have to be from the UK Fest. If you've got a photo of you from an event like 10 years ago and you look super different, then send it over, because we'd love to have a little laugh at them or yeah, kind of bring back some memories with them.
You can have cornrows or anything else like that on your head, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and guys, we've invited you here, of course, because we've noticed an amazing activity around Umbraco development, and you've been working on some interesting package, and probably we will blow some devices today during the episode, same as we did it with Alexa last week. But you can tell us more about your Google Home integration right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so actually it started for me as an internship, and I started building something for the Google Home. I did some research on what you can actually do with it, how you can write good dialogues, and yeah, that's how the package was initiated.
Cool. So for those that haven't seen this, I mean, Jeffrey, you've been teasing this for like 3 weeks now, and it's been getting me quite excited and a few others. I know you've written a blog this week about just how to about what you've built and this how to control your Umbraco website with Google Home. So it supports a few different kind of actions like creating content and a few different property types as well. Is that right?
Yep. Creating document types, but also creating media, and also some stats. So, for example, if you ask the Google Home how many users are there in the back office, it can tell you that, or when was this document last edited, stuff like that. And it's
super,
just a start.
Yeah, that's the architecture of the whole solution, right? And that's a really great blog post with a lot of insights. And we've had the pleasure of accessing the back office before going live here. So guys, we know that you've prepared some kind of demos. So shall we go and break someone else's Google Home's integrations now?
We can always try.
Yeah, we have the Google Home set up here, so.
Yep. What can we do with it? Can you try? Should I share my screen with the back office first, and maybe?
Yeah, you're glad.
Okay, let's do it. So I'm here in the back office. What can I preview here? We have a basic.
If you click Open Home, you see the different overview pages. We have a FAQ, we have a news, and we have animals. Or this something fun. And now we can ask the Google to create a new document, and we use the document type alias for initiating which document type should be created, and afterwards it iterates over all properties. So if you look at one specific animal, if we're gonna say created, it's gonna ask for the animal name and for the natural habitat. And if you click on news, it will iterate through the title, the news date, the intro, the image, and the verified stuff.
Nice.
I'm really interested how the image picker works, because like I don't know how you would pick this image with voice. Do you give it a name or?
Yeah, actually, you give a short description. For example, a kind of animal or a camera, and it just searches on Google and picks the first image there is, and it downloads it and put it in your Umbraco media library.
That is so cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what can you create right now with your Google Home?
Well, for example, we can add an image now. So I can just call the Google Home. We can start it by saying, "Okay, Google, talk to my Umbraco website."
Sure, here's the test version of my Umbraco website. Good day.
Add a photo of a webcam.
I have the Photo TechNet 1080p HD webcam with built-in microphone, amazon.co.uk. Added to your library. There are other media items which can be added.
Thanks, Google.
And probably if you refresh the media section now,
this is what
bottom
I'm
one,
doing.
yep, there's the webcam.
Added webcam.
Whoa.
So
Nice.
cool.
So now we can create a new news item in the content tree.
Okay, Google. Talk to my Umbraco website.
All right, getting the test version of my Umbraco website. Hi.
Create a news item.
What name should I give the new news item?
Umbraco Coffee.
Which photo can I set to the image on the Umbraco coffee?
The webcam.
Can I enable the verified field?
Yes.
Okay, what can the title be for Umbraco Coffee?
We are live at the Umbraco Coffee.
What day can the news date be?
Today,
At what time?
at 1 o'clock.
Okay, what can the intro be for Umbraco Coffee?
We are just demoing this at the live stream.
Okay, I have everything I need and saved the document. Do you want to publish it?
Yes, please.
Whoa!
I've published it. Do you want to add anything else?
No, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
It worked. And of course, you can promise that there are no one who is sitting behind you and creating this document for you, right?
Wow, that is awesome. Jeffrey
great
was saying
work,
that they were very worried about kind of a live demo fail before that, but I think that's possibly the smoothest live demo I've ever seen. That was crazy good.
And meanwhile, Callum, I showed your face looking at the screen.
Like,
you know? Yeah, it's really amazing. And guys, maybe just as an additional question, what was the hardest thing to implement during this demo, and maybe what was the most surprising thing during working on it?
Well, the complete integration to Umbraco itself, to Dialogflow, Google Actions itself, because we weren't able to publish apps for all the different websites. We made a gateway. You can see it on the architectural picture on our blog, and that way we can just register new websites, and then you can call all the websites you want by just installing the plugin.
Great. So that was a question that Michael actually just asked in the chat. So you can have multiple websites and you can just refer to them by name to say, interact with this website?
Yeah, the first time you ask Google to talk to your Umbraco website, it will ask you to look on your phone, and there you can just enter the URL of the website you want to talk to, and then you will get just kind of a token back to your Google Home, and then you're authenticated with just your Umbraco website.
Wow.
So the question from developer is, are you planning to open source it?
Yeah, we definitely can, especially the package and the gateway. Mm-hmm. But we're using Dialogflow, where we have the sentences in and the manipulation to commands in the back office, and that's not something we can open source easily. Mm-hmm. So we will have to look into it. But most of the stuff we do for Umbraco is open source. So this is also open source, and everybody can send us an email if they want access to something particular.
Nice. And so it's the kind of thing that we can kind of put the collective community's brains up against and see if maybe we can come up with some cool use cases or some additional ways to interact with Umbraco and then bake those in.
Yeah, for sure. And now that the conversation is a bit wobbly because Google Home isn't responding that quickly, and we have our fingers crossed at the same time. But probably in a few years, we're gonna talk with more natural language, and you can create easy stuff in the backend, for example. Because I started thinking about this a few years ago at the retreat. We were researching accessibility in the back office, and we know some blind persons who are have a website that they add new stuff to, but it's really hard for them. And then I wanted to make the back office accessible, but the error that was in my thinking process was they shouldn't need a keyboard or a computer to add stuff to the back office if they can talk just to their website. So that's how I came up with the package.
Nice. And speaking of kind of accessibility and making sure that everyone who maybe you don't have a computer, you can interact with the website. How does this work with people with different languages? So I know that you said the Dutch version of Google Home came out 2 days ago?
Yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah.
So how does this package work with multilingual?
Well, in the Dialogflow panel, you can just add sentences. You can easily translate them. Some of the sentences came from our gateway, so they have to be translated in code. But the most is just easily translate and paste it into a new file, and it will talk back in a new language.
Awesome.
And a final question from Warren.
Oh yeah,
is about authorization, because maybe, for example, we want to authorize content publishing for specific people, as Warren is afraid, for example, that his wife will be publishing blog posts for him. Is it possible now? And what are the plans for the package to be extended for those types of security gateways?
There are no levels in talking to the Google Home. But you can give permissions to a certain user in Umbraco itself, and that user has the rights he has in Umbraco with the Google Home. But it's not that, for example, statistics can only ask by that person, and pages can be edited by another person.
I think that the Google Home can also ask for, I don't know, specific keyword by when you're logging in or authorizing it with token, and it should just solve the issue with permissions. Yeah, that's pretty nice.
And the Google Home recognizes your voice. So that's also why Niek did the demo, because it's not always listening to me, unfortunately. So Warren could authorize himself to the Google Home, but his wife can't, unless she had the same voice as Warren. But not.
Cool. Yeah. And I guess there's potentially, now you've put the groundwork in place on the Umbraco side with the gateway and everything, we have the potential to maybe expand this sort of tech out into Alexa or into maybe even a Siri like workflow or something. So it's just a case of building up this Dialogflow equivalent, I guess, in one of these other systems, and it could work across multiple.
Yeah, if we've seen it correctly, we can publish it from Dialogflow to the other systems. We will be looking at it next week or the week after.
Wow.
And then you should have a generic gateway, because if you have another different overview page in your own website, for example, blogs or cars or something like that, it just works. You don't have to do anything.
That's very cool. Big high five your rock for the work done, and we are looking for getting it out from beta and just sharing more details for all of us who are interested in doing stuff like that.
Yeah, and you said, Jeffrey, if you wanted to test it out, you just need to drop you an email right now. Is that right? Yeah.
Google didn't approve our app yet because it's constantly saying you're leaving the microphone open at the end of the conversation, and that's something we shouldn't do. so Google can listen in, not we.
Cool. Thanks for clarification. And yeah, guys, let's maybe move to some other created things during this week, because we had also some kind of more interesting details shared. And Matt Braceforth, for example, built the new website. It's supposed to, probably it's a new blog or a new page for Matt himself. And he also placed repositories for backend and frontend, which is using his latest package for REST communication with the Umbraco itself. It's called null or white.space, and I will share it now. And of course, we will place the links to GitHub. I was not able to open it before we went live, but the website looks like that, and the backend and frontend for it is open source and on Matt's GitHub. So if anyone is interested in finding out how it works without communicating directly with MVC here, let's find out there. And also, I found some interesting releases on our Umbraco this week. 2 of them are for reCAPTCHA. One of them is from Abstract, and it's a simple reCAPTCHA field for Umbraco Forms. And second one is the invisible reCAPTCHA from Alex Skripnik. And also, we've seen a Uchronos method action release for the Uchronos package for Hangfire tasks and scheduling features. And those are 3 new packages released this week. And as we've mentioned Umbraco Forms already, maybe we can refer to the discussion which we've seen on Twitter this week. Guys, did you see the discussion about Umbraco Forms and how it is compared to, I don't know, even V8 development for Umbraco? Or you haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it, but we've been working on our own Forms package for a few weeks now. A new package, because I guess HQ have stated our focus is on V8 right now and not on Forms.
Not entirely, but yeah, they've said they've been very busy with V8 and a few other things. So maybe Forms has been kind of put on the side very, very momentarily. But there was a bit of a discussion around a few bugs and things that people desperately wanted fixed. And Niels kind of said, well, tell me the top 3 things that you want, and let's see what we can do about them. There was talks about kind of the benefit of maybe open sourcing it as a product and giving it back to the community versus HQ maintaining it. But I think in the end, Niels kind of went, you know what, tell me what you want us to look at, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I think that this is a really nice invitation for cooperation, because obviously the situation where issue tracker was moving between two places, there were some other issues and of course priorities as well. If we can, as a community, can specify what's the most important things and what's the most missing parts in Umbraco Forms for now, and maybe we can I don't know, kindly push those priorities back on top of the list and make it more useful for all of us. And we will of course share the link to this discussion, so feel free to place your input there if you are missing some features or you are experiencing some blocking bugs in Forms, and let's just do it.
As Jeffrey said as well, you can build your own packages and plugins on top of this, as Perplex have done with the fantastic Forms on Steroids package. So it might be that the things that you feel like you're missing are out there, maybe in the Forms on Steroids package. Or you said you're working on a brand new one?
No, an extended version.
Extended version, nice. So it might be that these things actually, they don't require Umbraco HQ to do something. The community could step up and say, we're going to implement this.
Yep.
Yeah. And community was also very active in the past week. I've seen one tweet from Dave, who is a part of CPR team, and the number of contributions is really amazing, and it's obviously also related with Hacktoberfest, which is still ongoing. I finally made my 5 pull requests, which are also partially related to Umbraco and Umbraco documentation. And we had a Chronicles released, and I haven't had time to fully review them, but the numbers are getting higher and higher, and the number of PRs in the last month was getting close to 100, which is really huge number of pull requests, and I'm more than sure that the whole CPR team is really busy reviewing them. And I had a really nice journey with my pull request because I was really taken care of really fast, and the communication between team was definitely better than in the past. So that's obviously seen and visible across the whole team in Umbraco. And guys, are you planning to complete your pull request this month? And that, Callum, how is going on your end?
I've completed 0 pull requests this month. We were focusing on this package. And
yeah, I ended up writing a .NET Core library last weekend.
Oh yeah.
But I guess that doesn't really count towards a pull request because it was just something I made.
If you will create pull requests to your repo, it will count.
Does it really? Oh.
Yeah. So just pro tip from other open source contributor. But okay, let's move to the final bit and discussion about Umbraco meetups, because we have a lot of them ahead. We have a discussion about Umbraco virtual meetup, and Mike Macy, who is behind it, is probably planning it for the 17th or 18th of November. And we will include the link for the Twitter discussion about it, who is interested in attending one, sharing some knowledge on it. And then, Callum, you've pointed 2 new Umbraco groups before we went live. It was...
So I think we've spoken about this before, but the Dublin meetup or the Ireland meetup, Umbraco Ireland meetup's been trying to get off the ground for a while. And I have some insider knowledge that this is coming very, very soon, possibly in November, and that I will possibly be in Ireland for this, which would be cool. And there's also the Minnesota meetup. Oh, sorry, Minneapolis. It's in Minnesota. That's fine. Minneapolis meetup, which I was speaking with Mike about whilst I was in the US. So that sounds like a really cool. And there's quite a big community there, a reasonable sized community there. So best of luck to them trying to get that off the ground. I saw Ilham tweeted in the week about, if you want any help trying to get your meetup off the ground, just say, because we're here to help you, which is lovely to hear from HQ.
Yep. And if we are speaking about meetups, one of the organizers of meetups, Carol, our community member and Umbraco MVP, was awarded with a title called Inspirational Woman of the Year. So yeah, big congrats. We've shared some congratulations already via different channels, but it's great to see that those types of awards are handled by Umbraco community members as well. So big high five, Carol. Keep up inspiring all of us and other people across the whole globe, not only in Scotland, of course. And yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And I have one more tab open. It's a new Umbraco hire. It's another Martin, and it's a addition for the D team in Umbraco HQ, and more specifically the cloud team. So we can expect more forces put on Umbraco Cloud. And if you want to meet Martin and read more about his passions for sharks and other interesting things, feel free to go to Umbraco HQ blog and find it out there. Did I miss something? Yes, of course I missed something. We wanted also to highlight Paul Seal, who is on fire. He's on fire totally with content apps and not only. But Paul, another big high five, Rock, for sharing how you did some work around content apps for V8. And we've seen a live chat app, if I'm correct, on YouTube. Yep, it's a live chat integration with a content app, and also some kind of exam integration with results for this page, which is also interesting. And it just confirms that the content apps will be something really cool, and there are endless possibilities probably with integrating some interesting stuff for
all the code for them's up on Paul's GitHub if you're interested. So go take a look. I think it's probably one of my favorite upcoming features in V8.
Yeah. And I'm also more than sure that Perplex will do some interesting integrations. I've seen some of them, right, Jeffrey? Not for content apps, but for projects with some kind of custom data integrations for content. You've been sharing something like that, and that's also
give me the retweet to you.
Yeah,
I believe Fedosia from your team is coming over to the UK Fest, and she's going to be talking about some of the editor experience things that you've been doing to make your editors love you. So I'm really looking forward to that talk, because I've also seen some of the cool stuff that you've built for the back office, and it'd be really nice to see them actually in active use.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool, I guess.
Yeah. So we will all see each other then in 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks. It's getting closer and closer. As we are over time already, probably we should be coming to the end. So guys, it was a great demo. It worked amazing.
My mouth is still wide open. I'm still shocked how good that was.
If we didn't fire up other Google Homes, let's try once again. Okay, Google, we are logging out from umbraCoffee.
You should say, okay, Google, play ABBA.
Okay, Google, play Justin Bieber right now.
Oh no, Jeffrey's trolled himself.
Once again, thanks guys for joining us. It's been an amazing week, and see you in next week, of course. And if you have any comments, share them with us anywhere. And yeah, have a great end of the day and weekend, of course. See you next week.
Thank you. Bye.